exothermic and endothermic reactions. We saw the example of a chemical reaction where the enthalpy of the reactants is more than the enthalpy of the products. Heat energy is released in this kind of reaction. Another example is the burning of a magnesium strip when it is heated. The strip burns when ignited, producing a bright flame, and the reaction releases a lot of heat energy. Such chemical reactions where the enthalpy of the products is lesser than the enthalpy of the reactants are exothermic reactions. Exo means outside, and therm means heat. So heat energy is given out to the surroundings in an exothermic reaction. Before the reaction, the atoms of magnesium are arranged in a crystal lattice and are bonded. When magnesium burns in air, the bonds are broken, as are the bonds between the oxygen atoms in O2. New bonds are formed between magnesium and oxygen atoms. The chemical potential energy of the reactants is more than the chemical potential energy of the products, and the excess energy is given out as heat. The temperature of the surroundings increases. We can conclude that the enthalpy change in an exothermic chemical reaction is negative. Delta H is negative. In the case of magnesium burning in air, some energy is also converted to light. Hence, we see the bright flame. In other chemical reactions, the enthalpy of the products is more than the enthalpy of the reactants. Such reactions are called endothermic reactions. Endo means within, and therm means heat. So heat energy is taken in from the surroundings in an endothermic reaction. The reaction of potassium nitrate with water is an endothermic reaction. Here too, bonds are broken and new bonds are formed. However, the chemical potential energy of the reactants is less than the chemical potential energy of the products. To accomplish this reaction, heat energy is taken in from the surroundings, and therefore the glass beaker is cool to touch. The temperature of the surroundings decreases. We can conclude that the enthalpy change in an endothermic chemical reaction is positive. Delta H is positive. Physical processes may also be exothermic or endothermic. The freezing of water to form ice is an exothermic process, as heat is given out to the surroundings. The condensation of water vapor to give water is another exothermic process. The melting of ice and the evaporation of water are examples of endothermic processes. An elephant fans its ears, which allows the water to evaporate from the surface of its ears. This is an endothermic process which cools down the elephant.
Starting to feel it? Now go master it with Maski.